His response to being caught: pay another girl, sue me for a validation subscription. A court-ordered GPS tracker and a specialized exorcist. I can see my imaginary bae anywhere, he says, staring at a masked woman like he's got X-ray vision for expensive dates and zero self-respect. We wrap up this dumpster fire at a boozer where Kazuya tries to be a bodyguard. I just saw a ghost. Should I be a man, or should I continue being the most expensive disaster in Japan? The chair in the corner of the room is waiting Kazuya, and it has your name embroidered on the headdress. Do you have financial issues? Well, guess what? You're already doing far better than the human disaster in this show. Do you have zero riz? Is your game so dry it's a fire hazard? Good news. In this universe, you can just lease a waifu and pretend your life isn't a flaming dumpster fire. We're back for season 2, where Kazuya treats his bank account like it's spit in his face and handles his dignity like a dog handling a fire hydrant.
You can just about be anything you want to be. Stop it. Get some help.
Hey guys, Folded Legs here. Yes, there is gameplay in the background. No, it has absolutely nothing to do with this anime review. It is strictly there for visual stimulation because, let's be honest, we both know your attention span is too fried to survive this level of concentrated cringe without a side of dopamine. Quick disclaimer, this anime is strictly for adults. If you're a child watching this, beat it. If you're an adult letting your kid watch this, you're failing at life. Go put on some Cocomelon and save their last 2 brain cells while you still can. You beautiful people. I want to take a second to say a massive thank you to everyone for tuning in. You could be literally anywhere else on the internet right now.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Watching a cat play the piano or witnessing someone actually contribute to society, but you're here with me. That means a lot. Thanks for being real ones. Basically, Season 2 is a high-octane masterclass in how to set your entire existence on fire while smiling like an idiot. Kazuya is still the undisputed CEO of Simp Nation, lighting every yen he owns on fire just to stay in the friend zone of a professional girlfriend who is basically his landlord at this point. Ruka is still holding the world record for the loudest, grippiest, I'll key your car tantrums known to man. Mommy is still
save her. You cannot save me. I'm sorry. I'm long gone.
Lurking in the shadows like a toxic final boss who feeds on misery. And Chizuru is just out here securing the bag while babysitting the most expensive disaster in Japan. It's a chaotic whirlpool of financial masochism and professional cuck status that refuses to stop until everyone is broke and crying. Alright, let's roll into the video. Section 1. The financial self-deletion and the balcony Olympian. We open the season with a literal state funeral for Kazuya's self-dignity. This man is the undisputed CEO of Simp Nation, treating his dwindling bank account like a personal self-deletion note and
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand.
chucking it into a wood chipper just to watch his rental girlfriend participate in a play. Honestly, if Chizuru just stood on stage and breathed into a microphone for 2 hours, Kazuya would try to auction off the carbon dioxide she exhaled. It's 10 minutes of him leaking fluids from his eyes and vibrating like a faulty washing machine. I'm just surprised we didn't see a box of Kleenex in the frame, if you know. The cringe reaches terminal velocity when he gets caught stalking her after the show. His excuse is, I had to watch. Yeah, we know Kazuya. The chair in the corner of the hotel room is calling your name, and it's getting loud, isn't it? He's officially allergic to dignity, evidenced by him being on his hands and knees, begging his actual girlfriend, Ruka, for permission to basically cheat on her.
I would just be like, have fun, sweetie.
Okay, so you're a cuck.
At this point, the cuckometer has officially broken and is smoking in the corner. Then we get the date where she's smacking the shit out of baseballs, and he's out here finding poetic depth in her swing while mentally losing his goddamn mind. She gives him a high five up platonic, thanks for the paycheck, high five, and his response is, I love the pain. Sir, that's not a romantic epiphany. That's a cry for a straitjacket and a psychiatric evaluation. Even the grandma gets in on the chaos, hitting them with the I love younger man line, while Kazuya vibrates into another dimension of awkwardness. The peak of the brain rot hits when she loses her apartment key. She knocks on his door for help, and Kazuya's brain skips neighborly assistance and spirals straight down the rabbit hole of she wants to make children right now. She just wants
Dick.
Kazuya?
to not freeze to death in the hallway, but he's already picking out wedding china and naming their firstborn. They end up on the balcony for some investigation, and she almost falls. Turning it into a softcore woof woof style, Mommy shows up to soil the mood and Kazuya's pants simultaneously. The next day at school, Chizuru moves her arm to acknowledge him, and he starts jumping through the hallway like he just won the Powerball. It's a muscle spasm, but not a lottery win. Get it together before your heart explodes from sheer, unadulterated thirst. Section 2. The believability of bears and the art of professional cucking. Mommy corners our boy about his rental habit, and his defense is social research. Right, because when I want to study human behavior, the first thing I do is drain my savings to hold hands with a professional. That backstory is about as believable as the idea that bears don't shit in the woods. It's a total hallucination from a man who wouldn't know the truth if it hit him with a restraining order. He's out here playing 4D chess with a brain that has the processing power of a soggy toaster.
So you're saying that you're open to cheating on Coco?
Yeah.
Have you had any success so far?
No.
Okay. What's the difference between you and an egg? An egg gets laid.
Then we get the typhoon trap, where Kazuya is pinning Ruka down like a budget secret agent in a low-stakes thriller. He's trying to keep his man desires from leaking through the apartment walls while his neighbor listens in. I'm going to be real. This man has the self-control of a toddler in a candy store, yet with Ruka, he suddenly finds the inner peace of a Shaolin monk. I guess she just doesn't bully his wallet enough to trigger his desires. Meanwhile, Ruka is an absolute chaos demon, screaming thanks for the great time all night. At the neighbor's door just to watch Kazuya's soul leave his body and enter the witness protection program. Absolute queen behavior. She's playing the game while Kazuya is just getting played like a cheap kazoo. The morning after is a simp mode or a check, where he's vibrating because the neighbor has no makeup on. He's acting like he's witnessing a miracle while she's just trying to tell him she heard every embarrassing, high-pitched squeak from the night before, his response to being caught. Pay another girl, sue me for a validation subscription. His cuck brain is just screaming, validate me? My bank account is still too heavy. While he uses one girl to buy a gift for another. It's a level of obsession that should require a court-ordered GPS tracker and a specialized exorcist. I can see my imaginary bae anywhere, he says, staring at a masked woman like he's got X-ray vision for expensive dates and zero self-respect. We wrap up this dumpster fire at a boozer.
In your windows, he's snatching your people up. I need to hide your kids, hide your wife.
Where Kazuya tries to be a bodyguard by drinking enough to kill a horse and several small villages. He wakes up playing detective with a blackout, wondering if his imaginary girlfriend visited his apartment, or if he just hallucinated a personality for once. Instead of doing the one adult thing, asking a single, coherent question, he hides under the covers like a bratty teenager who just saw a ghost. Should I be a man, or should I continue being the most expensive disaster in Japan? The chair in the corner of the room is waiting Kazuya, and it has your name embroidered on the headrest. Section 3. The Tantrum Olympics and the Wallet's Last Stand. The Grip Strength World Finals officially kick off the second Snake Mommy slithers into Kazuya's workplace. Ruka clocks the X and immediately hits the main character button. launching into a tantrum so loud I'm surprised the windows didn't shatter. She's screaming, yelling, and throwing a total toddler fit.
You underestimate my power!
Which honestly tracks for her crying, and kicking her feet is a lifestyle choice at this point. Look, I'd like to say I would have kicked her to the curb a long time ago, but let's be real. I'm into that shit. Some of us just fall for the grippy ones no matter how hard we try to be responsible. Then we have Kazuya, the man who sees a price hike on his rental and thinks, since it costs more, I better make it even more extravagant. It's pure financial masochism. He's reliving his childhood dreams with a schoolgirl outfit date while his bank account is screaming for mercy. He's out here paying a premium for a childish day out, and when the photographer asks for an extra 1,000 yen to document his professional chump status, he says yes before the guy even finishes the sentence, literally crying because he's so happy to be losing money. The chaos reaches a nuclear level when Grandma drops an anime logic bomb on the house because she missed a birthday. It's an over-the-top explosion of drama that leads to a joint party where Ruka crashes. The gate's like a heat-seeking missile. You already know the shit-to-fan ratio is astronomical. Ruka's version of a good impression is just being her typical bratty self, blowing up the rental's phone with radioactive jealousy while trying to claim her territory.
Besides, I know he likes me too because he grabbed my boobie! Oh, that means I've gone farther with him than you have.
It's a family gathering fueled by high-octane simping and pure delusion. Grab the popcorn because this train wreck doesn't have a brake pedal. Section 4. The Purity Cleanser and the Spite-Driven Dreamer. We start with a complete blackout because Season 2, Episode 10 is such a radioactive spoiler zone that even acknowledging it feels like a crime. Just know that the plot finally decided to wake up and choose violence, leaving the rest of us to pick up the pieces. But then, we get the ultimate palate cleanser with the Sumi date. She clocks Kazuya's schoolgirl uniform obsession from his previous financial disaster and decides to lean into it, basically assuming he's a massive pervert, which, let's be real, the math checks out. She's out here playing the most adorable tour guide on the planet, trying her absolute hardest to lead the way while Kazuya is vibrating with his usual I'm a burden energy. They're hitting fairies and aquariums in a way that's actually, dare I say it, cute. It's the one moment in this entire series where the cringe meter actually stays in the green because Sumi is a precious angel and Kazuya is actually focused on someone else's effort for once. Then we hit the finale, and look, this episode actually made me cry. If you've been with the channel for a while, you know I talk about my emotional distancing. Nothing makes me cry. I usually don't like talking about this shit, but I think I need to. We've got this narrative about dreams coming true and fundraising for a movie that hit me hard because of my own history. I remember my grandpa passing away from cancer right in the dining room of my grandma's house where I lived when I was young. After that, it was just me, my grandma, and her dog watching those old school westerns, Tombstone, Billy the Kid, or just playing poker. Recently, the man I considered my dad passed away too. He didn't encourage me to chase my dreams. He did the opposite. It was fucked up, but honestly, I think he did that for me. I'm the kind of person where if you tell me I can do something, I don't care to do it. But tell me I can't. Tell me I can't reach something on the top shelf. I'm going to figure out a way to reach that motherfucker, move it 2 inches just to say I did, and tell you to go fuck yourself.
I'm on TV! Oh shit! First cops, now this? Oh man, I'm be a star, son!
This episode broke through that distance because it's about that watch me energy, the stubbornness that turns a no into a reason to move mountains. Final thoughts. The mid-tier masterpiece? Alright, let's try to hold on to some emotional maturity for more than 5 seconds here. Focus, brain, focus. The big question, should you watch season 2? The answer is a solid yes and no. It's hilarious as heck at times, but it falls right back into that classic anime trap. Season 1 usually sets the bar, and while season 2 actually nailed advancing the story, it lost some of that plot-driven stupidity that made the first season such a glorious disaster. Season 1 didn't follow a hard line. It was just pure, unadulterated chaos. Season 2 is a bit more structured, but it lacks some of that original magic. I'm giving it a 6 out of 10, definitely worth the watch, but keep your expectations in check. Now, let's get real about the girls, because my taste is clearly a work in progress. Mizuhara, not my type at all. She has her entire life together, she's professional, she's organized. And honestly, I'm into toxic people. I hate to say it, but I just am. If there isn't a red flag waving somewhere, I'm bored. That brings us to Ruka and Sumi, who are my types for completely opposite reasons. Ruka is that specific kind of toxic where she has that grippy energy, the kind of person where you're thinking, God, I hate you so much. But then she cries, looks at you, and you're just like, fine, you win. Then you have Sumi. She is the absolute beacon of cuteness. She's so shy, it's physically painful, and she's just precious. She's that girl where you have the I can save her mentality, but really, you just want to protect her from the rest of this insane cast. The final score, 6/10. It's a structured disaster. Better plot, less magic, but still enough cringe to keep the lights on. Outro, the grippy sock exit. Alright, so that is a wrap for season 2. I really hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. I tried my absolute best to dodge the spoilers as much as possible so you could still go in and feel the pain for yourselves. Anyway, guys, I want to give a massive heartfelt thank you and a major shout out to all of you. The channel has been growing at a weird rate lately, honestly. It's just taking off and I'm definitely not complaining. For someone like me who has always been a creative person but also extremely antisocial, it is incredibly cool to see something I love doing actually resonate. Seeing you guys enjoy the creativity I put into these videos is a trip, and I'm just glad to have you here for the ride. Thank you for being a part of this. If you made it all the way to the end and you're a real one, the code for the comments is grippy socks. Folded legs rolling out